I never thought a quiet morning with my car would turn into a full-blown neighborhood spectacle, much less a viral meltdown that took down an entire HOA regime. But here we are. It started on a Saturday, like most stories worth telling in suburbia. I was out front polishing the hood of my '87 silver Porsche 911, same thing I've done nearly every weekend since I got her 15 years ago. That car isn't just a car, it's therapy, it's pride, and honestly, it's the one thing I kept for myself after everything else in life got busy. Divorce, retirement from the force, losing my dad, but that Porsche, she's been with me through it all. Now, our neighborhood used to be normal, quiet, friendly, people waved. That was before the Fairchilds moved in. Janine Fairchild became the HOA president not 6 months after unloading her moving van, and her 16-year-old son, Chase, rolled up in a bright red BMW X6, already live-streaming his new rich life to 20,000 followers. You ever meet someone and immediately know they're going to be a problem? That was them. Matching egos, different generations. I was halfway through waxing the rear fender when I heard the phone camera ding. Chase, standing at the edge of my driveway like it was a red carpet. "Yo, Mr. Coleman, that Porsche's fire. I need it for my reels this weekend." I didn't even blink. Not a chance, Chase. "Come on, I'll tag ya. Blow up your socials. You'll get followers." "Kid," I said, not even looking up, "I don't need followers. I need peace." He huffed like I just insulted his lineage. "You barely even drive it," he snapped. I looked up then, caught his eye, and gave him the kind of stare that used to make rookies freeze in their tracks. Still not happening. That's when Janine showed up like she'd been waiting behind a curtain. She had this voice, sugary sweet, but just sharp enough to slice ego. "Chase was being so polite, Mitch," she cooed. "In a community, we share, don't we?" "Janine," I said, "it's my property, not a library book." Her smile tightened, and she did that thing where fake politeness drops just enough to show the control freak underneath. I stood my ground. They didn't like that. The next day, Chase tried to buy it, pulled out $500 cash like he was in a music video. "For prom," he said, "just a couple photos." "Still no," I replied, not missing a beat. "1,000? It's probably more than you paid for that old thing anyway." That's when I stopped what I was doing. "Son," I said, "walk away. This conversation's over." I guess saying no to Chase was a foreign concept, because that same week, Janine called a surprise HOA meeting, made it sound like a community emergency. I showed up in jeans and a baseball cap. She showed up with graphs and a mission. "Residents," she began, all power blazer and condescension, "we must consider a new vehicle policy. Some older cars clash with the image of our aspirational neighborhood." Every eye turned toward me. She didn't even pretend. "You're telling me I can't park a legally registered classic car in my own driveway?" I asked. "I'm saying we need standards, Mitch. Property values matter." 2 hours of passive-aggressive presentations, and she managed to pass the rule. Cars older than 30 years had 7 days to be moved. She didn't even look at the other cars on the block. Just mine. It was never about property value. It was about control. As people filed out, I heard Chase whisper to her, "If he won't give it, we'll make him." She nodded, proud, like they'd just won something. But they didn't know who they were messing with. Next morning, Chase strutted across the lawn like he owned the block. "Tick-tock, Mr. Coleman," he said. "Why not let me take her for a spin before she gets towed?" I didn't even look at him. Car's not moving. He laughed, then doubled down. 10,000 cash, right now. "No." "You're selfish. That car's wasted on you." That afternoon, I made my decision. I wasn't going anywhere. The car stayed. Janine showed up 2 hours later to Check compliance. You have 6 days left, she reminded me. I heard you, still not moving it. I could tell that threw her off. She expected submission. Instead, I gave her a storm. Chase didn't take it well either. He started bringing friends, loud kids with phones, filming me as some boomer hoarding vintage stuff. They laughed, mocked, posted stories, turned my peaceful driveway into a circus. I started documenting everything. Every comment, every attempt to open the garage when I wasn't home. I wasn't just defending a car, I was building a case. Then came the day he crossed the line. I'd gone out for groceries. Later, I checked the footage. Chase had tried to open my garage door, looked around, peered through the windows. I called him. "Just looking," he said. "You're paranoid." "Stay off my property," I warned. "Or what? You'll call my mom?" Later that week, Chase crossed the street, face red, voice high. "Last chance, old man. Sell me that Porsche or I'll make your life hell." I stepped closer. "Kid, you've got no idea what hell looks like." "I'll call the cops and tell them you stole it," he spat. "No way you bought that car." The implication wasn't subtle, and it wasn't new. I looked at him. "You sure you want to go there?" "Try me," he said. I didn't blink. "Please do." That night, I updated my files. Photos, recordings, dates, times. I even added a new folder titled Probable Civil Suit. Next morning, Chase was pacing in his window at dawn. 9 a.m., he marched out with his phone, live stream already rolling. "Watch this," he told his 7,000 followers. "I'm about to expose this faker." I was in the driveway, cleaning my Porsche, same as always, calm, collected. "Where's your proof of ownership, thief?" he yelled. Neighbors peeked through curtains. Some stepped outside. "There's no way you own that car," he continued. "You probably stole it. Look at you." His phone kept rolling. 911, he shouted into the screen. "Yeah, I want to report a stolen Porsche." The dispatcher asked, "Why do you think it's stolen?" "Because, look at him," Chase answered. I stepped forward then, kept my voice low but clear. "Blake, you're live streaming a false police report." "I'm not," he barked. "Everyone knows you didn't earn that car." That was his last free sentence. 2 patrol cars pulled up. Chase grinned like it was Christmas morning. "That's him," he told the officers. "Can we see some ID?" one asked. I handed over mine. He looked at it, blinked, then spoke into his radio. When he came back, he wasn't smiling. "Sir," he said, "everything checks out. We just need one more thing." I reached into my wallet, pulled out my badge. 25 years in law enforcement, chief of police. The shift was instant. "Chief Coleman," the officer said, loud enough for everyone to hear. 4 officers straightened their backs. Chase's phone froze mid-livestream. His mouth dropped open. "That man," I said, pointing at Chase, "just filed a false report on camera based on race and assumption." I didn't know," he whispered. "I know," I said, "but now 8,000 people do." They cuffed him right there. At the station, Janine sat beside him, flanked by her lawyer, lips thin with panic. "You set us up," she hissed. "No," I replied. "You walked right into it." Blake was charged with making a false report, public harassment, and racial intimidation. 150 hours of community service, and, most painful of all, a 6-month ban from all social platforms. Janine, she faced charges too. HOA corruption, fund misuse, coercion. She lost everything. The title, the power, the respect. Had to sell her house at a loss and leave town. The HOA board replaced her, scrapped all her policies, and brought the community back to life. People smiled again. Kids played. My Porsche still sat in the driveway, cleaner than ever. 6 months later, Blake came by during his service. No camera, no swagger, just work boots and a tired look. "Chief," he said, "I wanted to say I'm sorry. Not just for the sentence, for thinking I could take something just because I wanted it. I watched him for a second. The kid looked different. Calloused hands, real humility. "What'd you learn?" I asked. "That real respect comes from how you treat people," he said, "not what you own or what your mom controls." He wasn't wrong. The last time I saw him, he was at a neighborhood cleanup event, picking up trash, laughing with kids. He posted a photo, not of himself, but of the park, with a caption that read, "Earn it, don't steal it." The internet's still watching that viral video, 15 million views and counting. But now, some are watching to see what he does next. And me? I'm just a guy with a garage, a wax rag, and a little more peace. Funny how sometimes justice doesn't come with a gavel, it comes with a badge,